this is Corey LaJoie, starts to spin out, and you see it at this point. Roof flaps up, hood flaps up, but
right there, it's already starting to lift off. It's not even completely dead sideways, but it's already starting to pick the right side up.
And I think part of this, and I'll just go back to the airplane wing. If you look at an airplane wing looks like this, right? It's round up top, then comes back. Well, we have a lot of that shape in the right sides of these cars, and that's why NASCAR went to the point of putting a roof flap on it. Why they've also got roof rails that run down both sides of the roof rails here. And those are all to disturb the air and kind of create a higher pressure zone on top of the car.
And then you have the rocker skirts. There's one on the right side and the left side. And then the big thing is the right side window. And remember, it's inset just a little bit. It's not flush. All of this is a package to try to keep the car on the ground. I got to believe that we know that NASCAR took this car back to the NASCAR R&D Center. They want to understand why this car took off.
There was a 15 to 20 mile an hour headwind down the backstretch. So
could have played a factor in it.
I'm a pilot, so I understand that ground speed is one thing, but airspeed's what makes all the aerodynamic pieces happen. So that 20 mile an hour headwind could make that 200 miles an hour, 220, and at that point, these cars do end up getting airborne.
You see some things on the bottom side of this car that could contribute to why this thing got upside down so fast.
This area right behind the right front tire, this little triangle, there's
It's a pretty big opening.
It's probably, I don't know, 3-4 inches tall. There's a cavity there, and it's to evacuate air. I'm not sure that when this car's sideways, that is packing air into that area, creating high pressure. And then there are these strakes.
Yeah.
We talked about roof rails on top to create high pressure zones. They actually, when this car gets sideways, I almost feel like that becomes a spoiler that packs more air into this area. This may create a lift zone on the right front when it's sideways. I don't know that, but when you look at this, those are things that drive me forwards to say, where does this thing kind of get airborne? Because they're trying to disturb the air up top, but high pressure getting underneath the car, it'll get it airborne.
If you look, the whole back straightaway at Michigan on the inside is asphalt. It stays on its roof right here. But something I don't need to do a big analysis on, I've been on this crusade. Watch what happens as he gets down there to the grass. The minute it hits that grass, to me, that's when the wreck gets violent. In my book, Todd, grass is beautiful, but it does not need to be nowhere near a racetrack, especially on a flat back straightaway.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those things. And to the viewer, being upside down is a scary thing, but these cars are built to they've got roll cages, they've got pieces there. The environment that the driver's in with the headrest and everything else, hands can't get high. I think you get to see how kind of calm this is upside down until it gets to the grass. I agree with you. You need some way to slow the cars down, but I think in this case, like we saw, I think the grass ends up inducing flips, and it's probably a bad thing. That brings me back to what we did last year, because Daytona, we had Ryan Preece go for a heck of a run there, and grass became a player there too.
This is late in the Daytona race, roughly a year ago, and you can see all that grass, and look how violent that wreck is right there. But you look at the grass, he even landed in grass. Now, all of that, we go back there next week, there is no grass whatsoever back there. It's all been asphalted. They did a little bit before the Daytona 500, and they did the rest between the 500 and now.
Yeah, and I commend them for making the changes to get this forward. Looked kind of like the grass got him airborne to start with after he was sideways here. Got a little push, but going across that grass, just that change of surface got him up, and then it digs in here and starts quite a barrel roll.